hours. Oh, this is the one you've all been waiting for. Will the Angel Wellness Clinic be moved back on the Bermuda Village campus? So I was made aware that a letter went out yesterday from the Angel Wellness Clinic, and pretty much it's going to say the same thing that I'm saying. So at this time, there are not official plans to reopen the clinic on site. Unfortunately, due to the fact that the clinic was located in our skilled nursing facility, during an outbreak, no visitors were able to enter the building, so we could not continue to operate the clinic. We will continue to work with Wake Forest Baptist Health and look for opportunities to bring the clinic back on site. I think both when this whole thing happened, we sat with Wake Forest and we said, okay, what's our next step? Unfortunately, next steps are going to cost both sides a lot of money. And until both sides are on the same page with being able to create and maybe take a villa and convert it to a clinic, until both sides are at the point where that can happen, the clinic will be continued to ran over at Davie Medical Center, which is just out 801 across the bridge. So at this time, we're continuing. We actually looked at a villa. We took Wake Forest over there. We took their architect over there, and we said, "How about let's convert this villa? We'll buy it. Bermuda Village will buy it, but we need the upfit because Bermuda Village has funded and paid for. This will be the third clinic on site. So at this point, Wake Forest agreed. Like, you buy the villa, maybe we upfit it, but both parties are just not there right now. It's very difficult financially for the hospital system right now, as many of you are aware with COVID. So that is not a project that both parties are able to take on at this time. So when that time comes, though, we will continue to look for opportunities to bring it back on site. And when everything falls into place and we find the location and both sides are financially ready, we will. That is the ultimate goal, is to be able to do that one day. In what capacity do you work with Wake Forest Baptist Health? So Wake Forest Baptist Health geriatricians will continue to providing our house call program to our supportive care areas, as well as serving as the medical director in our skilled nursing. So our partnership with Wake Forest is still very strong. There's none that I'm aware of, no changes with that. It's just this actual clinic that was the most recent change, being off-site. End of slideshow. Okay, I'm ready. So yeah, at this time, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them between myself and Ashley. If there are things that maybe we're not able to answer, I promise we will get with the correct people. Sometimes it's not all in my control, so yeah, if anything I can't answer, we'll follow up. Yes? Yes. So the question is, if someone is in need of that infirmary stay, and it's an emergent need, it's something they need now, and it can't wait the 24 to 72 hours, what other provisions do we have in place? So a lot of times what's happened is there is like an emergent situation. That's something that a lot of times signifies a change or an event. So we do have people that will go to the hospital, and then we will get them from there, and the hospital can do that paperwork. It's not the most ideal, but legally we are not able to send people or to admit people into the areas and provide care without the doctor telling us what care is needed. So that's one option, could be utilizing the local hospital, because again, if it's a fall, you might want to go to the hospital anyway to get checked out. And then through the hospital, you can say, I
policies do have the elimination period can be anywhere from 60 to 100 days depending on your policy, but you have to be in the care setting where the long-term care is going to pay, or be receiving the enhanced services that the long-term care is going to help pay for. So whatever long-term care is going to help pay for, that is the setting you have to be in for that elimination period. Yes, so you will be paying out of pocket with private funds until you've hit that 100-day mark. So that's kind of a caveat. If you're coming under private pay, then that long-term care says you have to wait for the elimination period before they'll pay. But let's say you come under a rehab stay and your Medicare is paying for the benefit, that's kind of a loophole because while you're under Medicare, you can still be counting for that elimination period. Yes. And I would help you work with that to get it started through the long-term care so that way we can get that clock counting while you're down in rehab. Yes, that's great.
So the question is how are you going to know if the pull cords work? So when you move in, we always do a pull cord check. The front desk also has a routine check that they do. Back in my other life, when I was director of operations, I remember we used to do it by building and by floor, and we would schedule. And I apologize, I don't remember the frequency, but we would rotate. So we might work with the villas phase one month, and then we'd call and we would say, listen, we're going to do a pull cord check. We'd have you pull it, and we would document that it was in working order. At any time, if you just want to know or just peace of mind that they're working, you can call the front desk and say, can I pull my cord, and can you confirm that you're getting the call? Yes. Okay. So the question is, if you pull the pull cord and no one, and the front desk calls your property, but you can't get to your phone, maybe you've fallen, how long will it take, and do they send someone? So the answer is yes. The first thing the front desk does when they see the pull cord signal come through is they call the property. If they do not get a response, we are immediately going to send someone to that property. And so we will send a Bermuda Village team representative to check out the property, and we do the walkthrough. We look through every room, bathroom, closet, everywhere. Yes. Mary Beth reminded me. So we do have master keys for the properties, and we do have master keys for certain phases in the villas, and then our condos has keys. If you decide to rekey or redo your locks in your villa, it is extremely important that you bring that key to the front desk. We will keep it secure, and we will make sure we label it. In the event that you do have an emergency, we need to be able to get in your villa. So if you've changed that lock, we are going to need that key. Okay. We'll keep on. Mary Beth does the orientations, and so we can go back through and see if maybe anyone had made reference and just get some reminders out there. Yes. Mr. James just referenced that exact scenario just happened last week where someone needed help and they had a customized key and we were not provided a copy of it, and so we could not get in the villa. So he was just kind of reiterating the importance to make sure that we are telling people we need these keys, so we will do so.
Our admission center is available 7 days a week or just during weekdays.
So we are a 24/7 facility. I am on call at all times. We do prefer to know about a weekend admission during the week because we do have more admin staff here during the week, but we can accommodate weekend admissions from the hospital and through the scheduled process.
bad news. So we will continue to work as a team, a whole team here at Bermuda Village to make sure that information is communicated during that inquiry process. So we will continue. And I apologize if that happened to you. Well, that's something we'll continue to work as a team together to make sure. Okay. Yeah. And Mary Beth doesn't always deal with all the inquiries. She's 50% of the inquiries maybe, but Mary Beth does the orientation and the move-in process, so and that's something that she'll make sure to add at that point as well.
And Lisa,
As well, yes, ma'am.
and Lisa Dowell does have a copy of all the current insurances that we accept, so we will definitely make sure that between her and Mary